this very short demo, I want to give you an introduction to MapReveal. I'm going to give you a very quick introduction to the map sessions and the data part of MapReveal. And then I'm going to show you how you upload data, add that to a map session, and add a processing operation on that data you just uploaded. I'll also show you how you can query data and then finally push your analysis report to the rest of your organization by publishing that result. Let's get started. First of all, when you log into MapReveal, you'll look at a site like this. You see the map sessions, which are similar to workspaces in MapInfo Pro. For our use case here, we need to upload some more data first. So we go to the data tab, and from here we can access the spatial data drive. This is also where you upload data normally. So let's try to upload a new data set. I click the upload button. And in this case, I can pick between vector, raster, or tabular data. My data is vector, so I check the vector option. Here I'm able to upload different formats such as KML or shape or MapInfo tab files. For shape and tab files, you need to zip the files. And I've already done that, so just click here to choose my file. I'm gonna click on my zip file. I'm gonna open that one, and then I'm gonna upload it. Notice that it's processing the file, and it's now ready to be used here. I can actually see the file here, and I now need to use that in my map sessions. Let's go back to our map sessions. In this case, I'm looking at my Fibre area where I'm looking to expand my coverage. So I need to understand the new coverage and what potential new customers I might get in that area. So let's open our Fibre geomarketing solution. You see it loads some default layers into my solution. In this case, I want to add an additional layer. So I click on the add layer option. It's a vector table. It's the file I just uploaded, right? So I actually have my cable planned layer here. Just check it, and then I add it to my map. You see that it zooms to the extent of this layer. You can't really see it, so I need to quickly change the display of it. So I'm gonna change its symbology to being a dashed line. And I also want to change the color here a bit, so the color should be more red. I want it to be like 7 in width, for instance, and then I want to change the opacity to 100%. Update, and now we can actually see those lines I just added to my map. So the next step is I want to create a buffer around these lines, because that could give me an indication of what potential customers I can address with these new fiber optic lines. So to do so, I go to the Tools tab, and from here I have the vector processing option. I can search for my tools. In this case, I know I'm doing a buffer, so just search for buffer. Click on the vector processing, and it's going to give me a guide that actually helps me run through this processing. I need to select the layer I want to buffer. In this case, it's going to be my cable. I'm going to buffer that by a 100-meter radius. I could choose specific elements from my data, either by using a query or by selecting them geographically. But in my case, I'm going to use all the data. So just click on this one, and then I'm going to give my result a name. And then I'm going to save that into a new result. Just click OK to this one, and you can see it's been processed here. And as soon as it's ready, it's still processing, it'll be added to my map. And here I see my result. So this gives me an indication of the potential new catchment area for my fiber optic network. Try to understand how many addresses are within that buffer here. So to do so, I'm going to run a query. So from the button here, I can actually run a spatial query. In this case, I'm going to use the select by location. Select by location helps you build a spatial join between two data sets. In this case, I'm going to select all my addresses that are within my buffers. I'm going to submit the query. I will give this a name, and I'm going to save this and let that process as well. Again, you can see it's processing the data. And here is my result. So here you see the addresses that are potential new customers to this expansion of my fiber optic line. Now, the next step is I need to publish this and share it with the rest of my organization. I go to the button up here and click the publish option. I'm going to click publish so that I actually publish this result to anyone else in the organization to choose from. I'm just going to stick to the current settings and click publish. It's going to publish it, and now I can actually copy the URL. I can go to a new tab, paste my URL and test how that looks, this new published web map session. And here you can see that web map that I can share with the rest of my organization so that they can also see the analysis that I just ran. So what you just saw me doing is introducing MapReveal. I gave you an overview of the two tabs in MapReveal that works with uploading data and with the map sessions. I showed you how quickly you can upload a new dataset to MapReveal and how you can add that new dataset to an existing map session. I then showed you how easy it is to create a new derived dataset from that dataset by adding a buffer to it. And finally, I ran a query on that dataset to find points that are within those buffers. At the last step, I published the result and I'm able to share that with the rest of my organization.